Oh, I'm live. Oh, what's up? Hey, what's good? What's good? Maurice Spears in the building. Look at the first comment right here already. They starting off with the smoke already. Masvidal should be deported. Masvidal should be deported. Wow. He's an American citizen though, so he's not going to be deported. I got three people in here. What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? Y'all already coming with the smoke right now. I'm gonna give y'all opinion on this situation right now with Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. Now I feel like right now the way it's looking, Colby's coming out looking good right now. If he plays this the right way, and I've been reading YouTube comments about this, and he could come out looking very good with this situation, right? I heard some people are saying that he should come out like with a brace on his neck. Like he should come out with a brace on his neck and a cast on his arm or something like that. Like he's injured. He could play this a certain way that'll make him look very good. It'll make him look very. It could be funny. So we'll see how Kobe plays this because he's not doing any interviews. He hasn't said anything. So I believe he's going to be very calculated. I believe what he's doing right now is getting his teeth. He's probably putting another tooth in there right now because he got this tooth knocked out. So he's at the dentist right now putting another tooth in. So he's playing this correctly, and he's gonna come. He's gonna do his first interview. I don't think he got a page. Does Kobe have an official Colby Covington page? Because that'll be good if he. That'll be better if he could do it on his own page. But if not, he's probably gonna go on Submission Radio and do an interview. His first interview. I thought it was gonna be on. He did an interview recently. They just released a video on Full Send podcast. He did an interview with them, but that was before the incident happened with the Nelk boys. So I feel like if he plays this right, he could really make something positive out of this. So we'll see. He said Masvidal should be deported. Well, let's see how many more people coming in. Let's see, man. Let's see how this live stream goes. If you want to send a donation, go to Cash App right there. What's up, Andy? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's happening, man? What's happening? I'm about to give y'all my perspective on this. Let you know about any future remixes. I'm not going to say what Jorge was right, but everybody knows this very well. He thrown hands in the outside the cage. Who is it? Person, don't pretend. Yeah, we know how Jorge is, and that's what I want to talk about. Jorge Masvidal sucker punched Leon Edwards about 3 years ago. I think it's about 3 years ago, right? And he became a superstar, a household name, off of sucker punching Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards was getting all the criticism. They said Leon Edwards had it coming because he told Jorge to shut up. He said something to Jorge. He became a star off of this. So this is buying into this is in Jorge's mind now. Like if I sucker punch Colby Covington, I'm going to become this big star. It didn't work out that way. The reason why is because more people tend to like Colby Covington than Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards didn't have enough people on his side as opposed to um, yeah, Leon Edwards. And also, Colby Covington pressed charges. Leon Edwards decided not to press charges. It's all about who you like and who you don't like. More people like Colby Covington, so you start to see all these comments, all these people defending Colby. They're all defending Colby, and they're coming out with reasons why it's different with Colby. They're saying because he attacked him from behind, he was wearing a mask. A sucker punch is a sucker punch. Jorge sucker punched Leon Edwards. He sucker punched Colby Covington. It seems to be that Leon Edwards was um, somehow criticized for being sucker punched or made fun of. Colby Covington seems to be getting a lot of support. So it's just about who y'all like. It's all about who y'all like. Yeah, but he did sucker punch two people. So y'all should know this is what Jorge does. He became a star from sucker punching Leon Edwards. This is what made him a star. and he did it with Colby. But with Colby, it seems to be it's. Then also, I think it's because he's on a losing streak. When you start losing, when you're on a losing streak, people they back off. They back off. You're not winning anymore, so not on your side anymore. And we all know MMA fans can be a little fickle. If he said, if I had $1 for every time someone told me, wait till I see you, I'll be a rich man. Yeah, Jorge was about that action though. He said, wait till I see you. And he did that shit. He went and did that shit. I'm not impressed with your performance, GSP. Oh, maybe GSP isn't impressed by Jorge. Thank you so much for the years of laughter and entertainment, fan for life. Thank you, Popcorn Sutton. I want to try to put some more stuff out on this MMA page, but I don't know. It's the algorithm. I don't know what's going on, but I have like close to 30,000 subscribers, and I'm not really getting that much action on this page. If y'all notice, I got another page called Mo Spears Music. I got 3,000 subscribers, and I get more views on that page with 3,000 subscribers than I get on this page with 30,000 subscribers, close to 30,000. So either it's YouTube fucking with the algorithm, or people just aren't interested in the remixes on this page anymore. Maybe y'all had y'all feel. Y'all like, look, man, what more can you do? This isn't entertaining anymore. We're gonna move on to other pages. So maybe that's a possibility. Maybe I got to switch it up. But yeah, that's a possibility. He said, nah, it's because Jorge had 25 minutes to knock Colby's head off an octagon and got smoked. Too old for this shit. Yeah, but I'll say this. He was too old for that shit when it came to Leon Edwards, because he was in his 30s with Leon Edwards, well into his 30s. And he's in his 30s with Colby. So he was too old for the shit for both incidents. I think it comes down to this. Jorge, for two reasons. Jorge is on a losing streak. So people are on his side anymore. They're not riding his dick anymore. And Colby happens to be more of a likable, acceptable fighter than Leon Edwards. And Colby has more of a fan base that's going to support him. Because every time I watch a video about the incident, there's this huge amount of comments that are supporting Colby. They're explaining why it's wrong that Jorge did that to Colby. He has a bigger support base than Leon Edwards did. Because there wasn't that many people supporting Leon Edwards when he got sucker punched. And now people are saying a sucker punch is when you hit somebody from behind. That's, oh, okay, I didn't know you can only sucker punch somebody from behind. A sucker punch is a sucker punch. I think it just happens to be if you're a likable fighter or if you're a fighter who's on a winning streak. Jorge became a star based on a sucker punch. So in his mind, he's thinking if I sucker punch Colby, it's going to add to my stardom, and it backfired on him. Colby pressed charges. Leon Edwards didn't press charges. And if you read the comments on the video that he did, the video that came out when Colby sucker punched Leon Edwards, people are criticizing Leon Edwards. It's like, if you press charges, man, you're a bitch for that. That's something that I read. People are calling Leon Edwards a bitch if he pressed charges. So that's what I think. The whole internet always says that they would do what Jorge actually does. Yeah, they say they're about the action and all that shit. Then you find out they're not about the action. We found out Jorge is about that action. That's how he became a star. That's how he became this household name. This is how he got that big contract that he just got from Dana White, because he does stuff like that. I looked up the record, like all the top pay-per-view sellers, right, in MMA. Most of the pay-per-views are dominated by Conor McGregor. They're all dominated by Conor McGregor. After that, I think it's a Brock Lesnar pay-per-view. It may be a Ronda Rousey pay-per-view. Let me look that up. But Jorge Masvidal, his fight against Usman, I think it's the highest selling pay-per-view besides Brock Lesnar and Conor. So that pay-per-view he did with Usman is the highest selling pay-per-view the UFC has ever done, besides Conor McGregor and Brock Lesnar. So that shows you the amount of pull that Masvidal did have. So if Jorge goes against Conor McGregor, that's going to bring in big numbers. So I'm thinking that's what they're looking to do. They're either looking to put him up against Conor McGregor or it's going to be against Hamzat. Because if they're giving him that much money, he's going to be put in there with some big names. They're going to look to recoup that money that they have to pay him. He said, I think Jorge has a problem with dealing with fame. The Leon episode, Jake Paul, now Colby sucker punches. The manager's not good. I mean, it worked out for him. Like, this thing is good with Jorge. Jorge's not elite. And he has when it comes to wrestling, his weakness is wrestling. So that fight with Colby, he was at a disadvantage in that fight because Jorge is not good against wrestlers. And we've seen he has a lot of losses. He's a street fighter, he's a tough guy, but he has a lot of losses. And he didn't, even after that three-piece, when he did the three-piece of soda against Leon Edwards, he didn't necessarily want that fight. And there's a lot of other people who didn't want him to fight Leon too. Y'all need to realize, remember, go back a couple of years ago, people didn't want Jorge fighting Leon Edwards, even after that happened, because they were saying, Leon Edwards, you have no name, you're not bringing any pay-per-views, Jorge doesn't want to fight you. This is when everybody was on Jorge's side. So he ended up fighting Nate Diaz, because this is the fight y'all want. He beats Nate Diaz. Well, he fight Ben Askren. His stardom is even bigger. Then he fights Nate Diaz and becomes an even bigger star. So now everybody wants him to fight for the title. So because they want him to fight against Usman. But Jorge doesn't necessarily want to fight Usman. So he's kind of reluctant to fight Usman because we knew Usman was going to wrestle him, grapple him. And that's where his weakness is. And people are making excuses for Jorge. It's like, Jorge, why should Jorge fight Usman? Usman's not a name. Usman's a nobody. Look at his pay-per-views. He's boring. These are things that MMA fans were saying, or I'll say Jorge fans. So that fight didn't happen, and then I guess it was Gilbert fight was supposed to happen. He gets COVID. So then Jorge takes it on short notice. So now he has a built-in excuse if he loses, which he did have. He loses to Usman, and people were saying it because he was on short notice. That's why he lost, and that's why the rematch happened. So when he lost to when he lost to Usman the first time, I think that second time when he got knocked out, his star started going down. But people are still interested in Jorge fighting Colby. Because you want to be a pay-per-view star, you can be very charismatic. You do all that, but you do have to win consistently. He says sucker punching is his specialty. He became a star from sucker punching Leon Edwards. That's what made him a star. This behavior was enabled. It was enabled behavior. MMA fans were bigging Jorge up. They're like, man, you're a star. And they're clowning Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards got clowned for getting sucker punch. But Leon Edwards didn't have that huge support that Colby has. Colby has a huge support system behind him. He has a lot of fans. He has a cult following, that a huge online presence that's going to be on every comment section. So whoever's talking about this incident, they're going to defend Colby. Leon Edwards didn't have a huge support system that's defending him. So in Jorge's mind, everybody loved me when I sucker punched Leon Edwards. This is what I do. But when it came to Colby, he's get that, and he lost the fight. He's on a losing streak. I think it's about who wins. Jorge's on a losing streak. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, he posted it. Yeah. So fans don't like him. Jorge won. Everyone would love attacking Colby. Yeah, that's the issue. Jorge doesn't have that momentum anymore. Even though Colby did lose to Usman. But this is something about Colby's fan base, right? Colby's fan base. They'll find a way to make it seem like a win. So right now it seems like Colby's greatest win is a fight that he lost. If Colby was inducted into the Hall of Fame today, they'll use his two losses against Usman as his greatest victories. See, my issue with Colby Covington is this. I have no problem with his politics. If you listen to me when it comes to my personal politics, if you support Trump, I have no issue with that. I like Trump when it comes to his policies. As a business person, as a businessman, when you're in a business, if you're making over a certain amount of money, you're going to like Trump or any Republican. So when it comes to money, I'm pro-conservative, pro-Republican. On certain social issues, I'm more liberal. So I'm not affected by Trump. My issue with Colby is that he's not taking on all the uh, the toughest challenges. So in the welterweight division, his last 3 wins were against fighters on 2-fight losing streaks. His win over Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler was on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Usman. Then he fought Tyron Woodley, who was on a 2-fight losing streak. Fought Usman again, lost. Then he fought Jorge on a 2-fight losing streak. So these are 3 straight fighters that he beat that were on 2-fight losing streaks. So now he's trying to get at Dustin Poirier, who is not on a 2-fight losing streak, but is on a 1-fight losing streak, but fights at lightweight. But what he's trying to sell people on is that Dustin is bigger than him. He's maybe at lightweight, but he's bigger than him. So that's the selling point. But why would y'all want to see that? Because y'all know Dustin is weak against wrestlers. So what will make that fight fun? How would he get credit for that? So that fight, I believe, is not going to happen. And this is what's going to happen. Colby's going to go after Wonderboy Thompson. Stephen Thompson is going to be the fight that he goes after, because I don't think that Dustin Poirier is not going to fight Colby. He's going to go after Wonderboy Thompson, who is on a 2-fight losing streak, who lost to the last two fighters that he lost to used wrestling to beat him. Gilbert Burns used wrestling to keep Wonderboy down, and Bilal Muhammad did the same thing. So Colby's going to notice that he's weak against wrestlers. All I got to do is take Wonderboy down, and then I can beat him, because I'm not going to strike with him. And this is going to be his next fight at welterweight. And also, Wonderboy is free. All the other fighters are locked up. Luke is locked up. I think he's fighting Muhammad. Leon Edwards is fighting Usman. And who's the other guy? I forgot. Yeah, Gilbert Burns is fighting Hamzat. So these fights are all locked up. So he's going to take on Wonderboy. That's going to be his next fight. It's not going to be Dustin Poirier. It's going to be Wonderboy Thompson. And that's going to be just like all his last 3 wins against another fighter who's on a 2-fight losing streak. Now, I will say this. Jorge Masvidal, sucker punching. I could never say his last name right. Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal, sucker punching Colby Covington only made Colby a bigger star. Colby's much bigger now. That first interview Colby does, when he does his first interview, post getting his tooth knocked out, it's gonna bring about 1 million hits. So I know Submission Radio is praying that they get this Colby interview. They're like, please come on our YouTube page. Please come on our YouTube page. We're gonna get 1 million hits. So I know Colby's he's weighing his options right now. Now, I don't know if Colby has his own YouTube page. If he has his own YouTube page, that'll be what's best in Colby's interest. It'll be best that Colby has his own YouTube page and says it there. But I don't think he has his own YouTube page. So he may do an interview on Submission Radio. There's some other YouTube page that does a lot of Colby interviews. This only helps Colby. Colby became a bigger star. It's the opposite of what happened to Leon Edwards. Colby became a bigger star from Jorge doing that to him. So it will be funny if Colby comes out with a brace around his neck, brace on his arm, just looking all damaged, and completely plays a WWE heel. You say, yeah, I'm really messed up. God, Colby, I don't know if I'm going to fight ever again. It just really plays it up. I think it's because it was after the fight, not before. Yeah, but I think it's just because one person has more support than the other. They just like Colby's more loved. Leon Edwards wasn't liked, and he's still not liked. Yeah, beat me to it. Oh, I appreciate that. Popcorn Sutton. I got a super sticker. Oh, I never got that before. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, if y'all wanna, yeah, show some support, man. Show some support. I'll put out some more remixes, but Jorge is real. Many times you see people act hard but don't back down. Yeah, Jorge really did it. He was really about that action. But it's going to cost him a lot of money. But his ego may feel a little bit better, but his pockets aren't going to feel that much better because if Colby really wants to, he could really sue him for a lot of money. Most definitely, man. Jorge has the same street fighting roots as Kimbo Slice, different type of fighter and psych. Your new channel is having algorithm bad luck, not your fault. Yeah. No, this channel is having the bad luck. Maurice Spears. Yeah, Mo Spears is doing pretty good, but this channel is having bad luck. Yeah. They probably didn't like that Joe Rogan remix I made, that N-word remix. Check out the N-word remix. They're like, nah, we don't like that shit. Well, he said the octagon fight has nothing to do with the street fight. Go find Kobe's quote challenging Jorge to a street fight. And in that video, Kobe and his new homie knew that Jorge was there. Oh, I gotta check that out. What's going on? The saga continues. That's through a monkey wrench in this whole thing. The plot, the plot thickens. I haven't had respect for Jorge since he sucker punched Leon. Yeah, he did sucker punch Leon, and Leon, y'all gotta admit, Leon got all the shit for that. I remember y'all saying if Leon pressed charges, he's a bitch. If he pressed charges, this is something that was said. If he pressed charges, Jorge became a star from sucker punching Leon Edwards. So in his mind, he's thinking, I'm going to become a star again from sucker punching Colby. And it backfired. And I do think what some people are saying, because Jorge did lose to Colby before. So, but yeah, you know what is true? Colby didn't say anything about Jorge's kids. He just mentioned he did do a video with Jorge's wife or his ex-wife, and Colby he's not above talking about somebody's kids. He did talk about Dustin Poirier's kid. He talked about his daughter. Said that that was Colby's daughter and all that shit. So he does go there. He does push it that far. Colby is funny and edgy. That's the only reason he supported. They weren't. He sold his soul to MAGA, and here we are. Yeah, he's definitely pandering to the MAGA crowd. Yeah, for all the wrong reasons. See, the only reason I would like a Donald Trump as president, because I'm thinking money. That's my thing. I'm thinking money. How can you give me like the deal? I'm trying to work on this deal. See, people start bringing up kids in the cages. That's something that's been happening with Obama. It happened under Trump, and it's happening now under Biden. And if there's another Republican that gets elected next time, it's going to happen under them. This is something that's happening under every president. In my mind, because I'm working on some things right now, I'm looking to make being a different tax bracket. So I'm going to vote for a president who gives me tax breaks and stuff like that, so I'll keep more of my money. So that's what I'm about. If you're not making that much money, then I can understand why you will vote for a Democrat. But I don't want to get too political on this page. I'm going to keep it MMA right now. It's too bad more people didn't support MAGA, or you wouldn't have empty shelves and $5. I don't know if the gas prices are high because of the president. Whoever's the president that's in office is going to get blamed for the high gas prices. So if Trump was in office right now, he'll be getting a lot of blame. It's all hypocrisy from everybody, right? CNN would be blaming Trump right now for the high gas prices. Fox News is blaming Biden right now for the high gas prices. So it's just this whole political thing, the right and the left. The right and the left have been fighting since the beginning of this country's existence. The left and the right, and they'll continue to fight until the end of time. They're always going to fight, the right and the left. Now, it's up to you to take advantage of it, or you could buy into it and believe this side is the good side and this guy's the Democrats aren't good, the Republicans aren't evil, and it's opposite. The Republicans aren't good and the Democrats aren't evil. They're both on the side of what's that saying that they say? The two sides of the same coin. That's how I see it. But let's get back to MMA right now. Jorge also taps into the same fan base Conor, Nate, and Nick share. They all have special places. Yeah, they have a lot of support even if they lose, right? Jorge, I think people just like that attitude. I do know even Colby's fan base, they tend to make a lot of excuses for losses. Yeah, especially the Diaz brothers. It's this very, very toxic fan base. It's so weird being the only one in the chat. Oh, you're probably here at the beginning. Sometimes my chats could be like I have one person in my chat. So I don't got that many. 14 is pretty good for me, man. I got 14 people here. That's pretty good. Now it's dropping down to 12. So I probably said something somebody didn't like, and they like, fuck it, I'm out of here. But I'm doing pretty good for my chat. No, other people's chats, they got like 100 people in their chat, 500, 1,000. Me doing like 20 people in the chat is pretty good for my channel. I don't know what empty shells mean, though. Colby has my support because how he fights and his attitude as a competitor, not the edgy stuffs. So you're wrong. Oh, you're talking about somebody else? Plateau Nabu. Now, I could respect Colby as an MMA fighter, just like I respect any other MMA fighter. What I don't like about Colby is two things. He doesn't have natural charisma. I don't want to say I don't like that part about him. I just don't find it funny. He's not naturally charismatic. Like Conor, he's naturally funny. He's just naturally funny. He can't, like, he could be funny without even trying. With Colby, it seems too scripted. And then he starts stuttering and all that. It doesn't come off fluid. And also because his level of competition, he's always fighting somebody that's on a losing streak. Now, he didn't do it first. On his rise, he was actually fighting contenders. But lately, since he fought Robbie Lawler, his only wins are against fighters that have been on losing streaks, besides Usman. Like I already stated before, I'm not going to say it again, but his last 3 wins have been fighters that were on losing streaks, if he's not fighting Usman. And I do believe he's going to fight Wonderboy Thompson next. That's going to be the next fight because the Dustin Poirier fight is not going to happen. He's going to fight Wonderboy Thompson next. That's my prediction. He already called out he wants to fight Izzy. I think I don't know. He's not going to fight Izzy. That's not going to happen. That fight's not going to happen. No way he's going to fight Izzy. If he feels he's too small for welterweight, why would he move up and fight Izzy? Unless people just really think Izzy's that bad when it comes to wrestling. People see he's very vulnerable with wrestling. Maybe that's what they're seeing. I don't see him fighting Izzy. He's not going to fight Izzy. He's going to fight Wonderboy Thompson next. Izzy's another level. Izzy's a middleweight. RDA and were not on 2-fight. Yeah, they weren't on 2-fight losing streaks when he fought him. I was talking about, did I say RDA by accident? I meant Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler, Tyron Woodley, and Jorge Masvidal. These are his last 3 victories. Besides Usman, his last 3 victories were, well, he didn't beat Usman. I'm saying his last 3 victories were Robbie Lawler, Tyron Woodley, and Jorge. All 3 of those guys were on 2-fight losing streaks. RDA was winning. He was on a winning streak. Damian Maia was on a winning streak. Those are good victories for Colby. I'll give him credit for those victories. I'm just talking about his last 3 wins. And the way I think it's going to go, he's going to go after the Poirier fight is not going to happen. He's going to go after Wonderboy Thompson. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. And that's the only welterweight right now that's free. Everybody else is booked. So if you look at the patterns, you can look up his record. That's what's going on. That's why I don't want to. That's my issue with Colby. Like, he's not fighting the guys who are on winning streaks. So he didn't fight Leon Edwards, Vicente Luque. Who else? Hamzat. Who else is fighting? Oh, Gilbert Burns. These are guys he should have fought. He should have fought these guys. If you're the second best welterweight in the division, you have to fight these guys. You shouldn't go after Dustin. But if you want to go after the pay-per-view money as a businessman, I'm not knocking him for that. That's actually smart. Now, what Colby is doing is very smart from a business aspect. But if you're looking at his resume, it's not that good because he's not taking on these top guys with momentum when they're on a winning streak. When Usman beat Tyron Woodley was the champion. He was on a winning streak. When he beat Gilbert Burns was on a winning streak. When he fought Jorge was on that big run. He was on a winning streak, coming off the Till fight, coming off the Ben Askren fight, coming off the Nate Diaz fight. So he had a lot of momentum. Then he fought them. The issue with Colby, he's fighting guys who are coming off losses. So it just doesn't, to me, it's not a good look. That's why people are talking about his best victories in a way. It's against Usman. They're saying he really won against Usman. Well, he didn't. He lost. So I just wish Colby was more charismatic. I wish he had he was more fluid with his trash talk. And you got to take on these fights. Then you'll become a bigger pay-per-view star. Yeah, I did read this reason because he didn't do anything to Colby, but he got beat up. Yeah, I mean, we knew that was going to happen when that fight got set up. We knew Jorge was weak against wrestlers because we seen that fight against Usman. Usman did the same thing. We seen how Jorge does against wrestlers. And it would have happened against Ben Askren. If he didn't connect with that knee against Ben Askren, the same thing would have happened, and he wouldn't become this star. So he got him out of there quick. We knew Jorge's weakness was that hard decline in his fighting career with the fans. It's sad to see that Colby broke him the way he did. Yeah, but Jorge was already broken. He already lost twice against Usman. So we knew his weakness. See, if Colby was the first to do that when Jorge was on a winning streak, I'll give him more credit for it. I didn't see last night fights in the UFC. I did see that Demetrious Johnson fight, and I like that. So I want to see more fights like that with UFC. What ONE FC did, and have each round like one round Muay Thai, second round MMA, then third round, then fourth round. I want to see more fights like that. That was a fun fight with Demetrious Johnson. Now that guy was getting the best of Demetrious. Demetrious he was doing pretty good during that fight because Demetrious Johnson is pretty good on his feet, but you're not on that level of a Muay Thai fighter because that's all they specialize in. But when that second round came in, he applied his wrestling. So I feel like if you have a wrestling or it's your ground game, I feel like if you have a ground game and you're an MMA fighter, if you can survive the stand-up, if you have a good enough chin, you're going to always win these matches. So I want to see that. That'll be fun to see in the UFC. The UFC should do that. Have that fight like ONE FC did. Let's see, it's going to cost him $2,000. It's going to cost Jorge more than that. Jorge's going to lose a lot of money. Yeah, Colby's definitely going to laugh to the bank with this. Colby like, I press charges. I'll call the police. I'm always bigging up the first responders. He got the first responders right behind him. No, I had this thought, right? Y'all remember that game, Marvel versus Capcom? That's an old school game, Marvel versus Capcom, right? You know when they always do their special move, they always have a certain thing they do. Always picture like if they had an MMA game like that, where they do special moves, Colby would have the first responders in the back of him. And when he does a special move, when he does a superpower move, first responders, go. And then you see all the police coming and attacking a character. Or like if he was a Mortal Kombat character, that'll be his fatality. He'll get a police officer to come from behind and shoot the guy in the head or something. So it's just a little funny idea I was thinking of. If I were to do videos like Muhammad Fudilat, I'll put that in there. I'll do some stuff like that. Yeah, definitely looking to apply that. I gotta see what they say though. I gotta find out what they're saying. See, that's the issue when it comes to making remixes. I gotta base it on something they say. So if they say something funny, then I'm making a remix on it. But I haven't heard anything yet. So when Colby finally comes back and he does his first interview and he's talking about the incident, I will make a remix on that. So right now it has to be something big, then I'll make a remix. So I'm sure Colby's going to come out. He's going to do an interview with Submission Radio. That shit's going to get millions. So like I said before, this incident only made Colby a bigger star. Colby's a bigger this might put him up. I mean, what's not put him out, put him up. This might put him over, as they say in WWE, in wrestling, pro wrestling. This will put him over. This actually helped Colby. Now, some people may see him as a bitch. That's a bitch move and all that. But Colby has always been the guy that said that he loves the first responders. I'm going to snitch. I'm going to call the police. He never claimed to be a street dude. Although he did say I'm the king of Miami and all that, but he never claimed to be a street guy. So he's calling the police. I think, and when he had the incident with Verdum, he ran. So this has always been Colby. Just like it's always been Jorge. Jorge is the street guy. Usman is not a street guy. Most of these MMA fighters aren't street guys. Now, I do know the street guys. The street guy, the guys who are about to... Let me drink some water. Drink some water, Bob. Voice is getting hoarse right now. The street guys are Diaz brothers, Jorge Masvidal, Mike Perry. I'm sure there's some other guys too. There are certain guys who are street guys that are in the MMA game. Then there are guys who are in MMA and they're more like athletes or just like competitors, I'll say, competitors. Those are the DCs, Daniel Cormier, George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva. Now, don't get me wrong, they'll fuck you up. If you try to try them in the streets, they'll fuck you up. But these are not necessarily street guys. They're just guys who, you know, they like to compete. So, but there are certain people you don't fuck with, you know, like Mike Perry. If you're in a bar with him and he's drinking, I'll get away from. I don't want to be around that type of guy because you never know what you might say that'll trigger him. And the same thing with Diaz brothers. I don't think Diaz brothers are as bad as Mike Perry. I feel like with Mike Perry, he'll swing on you quick, especially when you get some drink in him. Nate Diaz, the Diaz brothers, like Nick Diaz, when he gets drunk, I seen him drunk when he was doing interviews. He seemed like that. He seemed like the type that's cool when he drinks, like he's a happy drunk. But Mike Perry's gonna be quick to fuck somebody up. So let me get some more of these comments. The incident between isn't even serious. Everyone making it out. John Jones can get away with domestic violence. Well, John Jones didn't get away with domestic violence. He may have a court date up. Nobody really got away with this stuff. John Jones didn't get away with it. I think he has a court date, and he's getting a lot of bad press. John Jones disappeared. We're not hearing too much from John Jones right now, so I don't believe he got away with it. He's just quiet right now, so people aren't talking about him. Even Conor McGregor, he didn't get away with that bus attack. He didn't get away with it. He got charged. He got arrested, and he was in jail, and he got sued. He got sued by Michael. Yeah, here's these names. Michael Chesia. He got sued by him. So he didn't get away with it. Nobody's getting away with this. Now, Jorge did get away with sucker punching Leon Edwards because he didn't get charged for that. He didn't get sued for it. He didn't get suspended for it. He got away with that. He said, why you troll Rocco so hard? I don't know. It's just funny. I did that once before, and everybody just they kept demanding that I put that thing in there. They just want it in there so much. So that's why I always put it in there. I don't hate Luke Rockhold. Hopefully I don't run into him. Hopefully he's not that type of guy. You notice I start putting I put the Nate Diaz thing in there, then I put Mike Perry screaming in there. It's just funny. So hopefully Luke Rockhold doesn't take it personal when he try to find me and fuck me up. I think he'll be a good sport about it. And I'm looking to put out another Luke Rockhold remix about that thing, but hopefully he doesn't take it personal. Sucker punching someone for an MMA fighter is a disgrace. Yeah, look what happened to Paul Daly, right? Remember after the bell, he sucker punched that guy and he got Dana White kicked him out of the UFC. Leon didn't. So you probably mean Jorge. Jorge didn't sucker punch Leon. He came up to his face and punched him. Sucker punch when that person isn't looking. No, I believe a sucker punch is when you punch somebody by surprise. So you can still be facing someone. Leon thought he was going to talk, like he's going to roll up on him. They're going to start talking shit. Then he boom. punched him. Like, because Jorge had his hands behind his back. He had his hands behind the back, and he approached Leon Edwards. Leon thought they were going to talk shit. Then he clocked him. That is a sucker punch. Just like with Mayweather against Victor Ortiz. Mayweather got criticized because people said he sucker punched Victor Ortiz. And they were face to face. So it could still be a sucker punch. Usman faked the nut shots. Look, man, y'all still bringing that up. The nut shot. The nut shot was suspect. I'm not sure if he hit him in the nuts. The eye poke, he really eye poked him. It was a legit eye poke. If you look at the instant replay, he poked him in the eye. Now, what you guys are saying is that he got poked in the eye and he held his other eye. But he got poked in the eye. If you look at the replay, he got clearly poked in the eye. What y'all trying to say, he got poked in the eye, but he held his other eye. I don't know. Maybe he got some sweat in his eye. Maybe the other finger got in his eye. But when you look at the instant replay, he clearly got poked in the eye. The finger's in the eye. So I don't know how it's fake when he actually got poked in the eye. But y'all got to move on from this. You got to stop making these excuses. Colby did well in these fights. Colby did well against Usman. They're competitive fights, but he lost. I mean, you got to get over it. And thank you, Leak22. I appreciate that. I will definitely love you. I'll definitely keep it up, man. I'll definitely keep it up. I appreciate it. I just got to see what video's worth remixing. Then I'll put out some more stuff. Would you ever consider doing remixes for private fan requests in exchange for donations? Yes, I will do that. I'm willing to do that. Noah, check out my website right here. I created a website. I got the details on there. It's called Moe Media. So check that out. Just a second here. This is my new website right here. Moe Media. These are the ringtones. So I'm starting to sell ringtones. If you want to buy ringtones, I got to put more of the MMA remixes up. Most of these ringtones are from my second YouTube page, Mo Spears Music. So these are most of the ringtones, but I'm selling them for $3. I'll see, man. If might go cheaper on them to get so more people could buy them. I might cut them down to $1. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So I might change the price. But yeah, this is my website where you can get all the ringtones. I got the latest one I put out, the Connor Jackass remix right here. So click on that. Loading up slow right now. See, there we go, right there. Then you can preview it, so you can listen to it right there. So I got a player on there. Yeah, so let me know what ringtones y'all are willing to buy. If y'all have a favorite remix that you want me to put up as a ringtone, let me know. But that's the latest one. I'll start uploading some more MMA ringtones on there. Or know what I might do if it's something funny that I want to make a remix I want to make for like a minute, then I'll do that as well and make it a ringtone. Yeah, so check out that site, Moe Media. Know what, I'll post it in here in the chat. This helps me. It helps me keep the channel going because I don't make anything off this channel. I mean, it could be fun making these remixes, but now I'm at a point I'm trying to get some stuff done, and it takes time. So I'm really big on my time. Some random F1 live stream gets 47 viewers. Why this better sports coverage so far? Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, just with YouTube, with YouTube, it's better if you could crank out stuff fast with YouTube. It's better for people who can push out content very fast. With these remixes, they take too much time. So if something that's trending and I'm trying to make a remix for it, if I get lucky, I could put it out in one day or the next day or something like that. But a lot of times I can't get the beat right, and I'm trying to do all that. Then after I make the song, I got to edit a video to it. So that's even more time. And that could take like 4 hours, 5 hours. It could take a while to edit the videos. That's after completing the song. So it's a long process when it comes to these remixes. I think Hamzat will beat Burns, Colby, and Hamzat. Oh, you're probably saying Usman. Wait. I think when Hamzat beats, you're saying when he beats Burns, Colby and Hamzat's the fight to make. They're my favorite fighters in this division. I see Hamzat beating Burns, and it's going to bring up a lot of hype. They're gonna want him to fight Usman for the title. Well, that's if Usman gets past Leon Edwards, they're gonna want that fight against. So let's say there's two different scenarios that can happen. Hamzat runs through Burns. It's gonna be massive hype. If Hamzat runs through Burns, his hype is gonna be so big. He's gonna be. Y'all think it's bad now. I'm seeing all these comments. It doesn't matter which video you click on. Hamzat's fan base is talking about Hamzat's going to destroy this guy. Hamzat's going to beat this guy. Hamzat's going to beat Ngannou. That's how much hype is around Hamzat right now. If Hamzat runs through Burns, it's going to be even bigger. To the point where they're going to have to put Hamzat against Usman. Now, what can mess that up is if Leon ends up upsetting Usman. Now, a lot of people they're not giving Leon much of a shot because they're still thinking about Leon getting rocked by Nate Diaz. They're still thinking about that fight. But that can happen in any fight. And I want to make a video about that on my other YouTube page. Just because Nate Diaz rocked Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz is not as strong a puncher as Usman, that doesn't mean Usman can do it as well. Because the difference is Leon's looking for that with Usman. He may have not expected that from Nate Diaz, or he just got caught. It just happens. You get caught. An example of that is if you watch boxing, Danny Garcia and Lucas Matisse fought each other. If you know your boxing, you remember this fight, right? People were claiming Danny Garcia was scared of Lucas Matisse because Lucas Matisse knocked out this guy named Peterson, something like that. Knocked the dude out cold. This dude was sleeping. Look up Lucas Matisse knocking out Peterson. I forgot his name. I'm gonna look it up. Lucas Matisse. Lamont Peterson. All right, Lucas Matisse fought Lamont Peterson, knocked him out cold, right? And at the time, Danny Garcia was a champion in that division, in a junior welterweight division, I think. So people were claiming Danny Garcia was at the fight when he knocked out Lamont Peterson. And you see Danny Garcia's face looking surprised. Just like anybody else, you see this crazy knockout. So people are pushing the narrative that Danny Garcia is scared of Lucas Matisse. And the reason why they're saying that because Danny Garcia fought Zab Judah, and Zab Judah rocked Danny Garcia. And Zab Judah he's not a deadly knockout fighter like Lucas Matisse. So what they're saying is if Zab Judah could do that to Danny Garcia, if he could rock Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse is going to destroy Danny Garcia. So let's fast forward. Lucas Matisse and Danny Garcia fought, and Danny Garcia took all of his biggest punches because now he's in a mindset that I'm expecting these big punches. So that's how it's going to go with Leon Edwards and Usman. Just because Leon Edwards was rocked by Nate Diaz, who's not like the super strong puncher, I guess that's what y'all saying, compared to Usman, doesn't mean that Leon Edwards is just going to get folded by Usman. He's going to have a different approach to the fight. And people are saying that too about with John Jones when they want John Jones and Ngannou to fight. They're saying, well, if John Jones barely beat Reyes, what makes you think he's going to stand a chance against Ngannou? Mike Tyson said this on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. When approached with a bigger threat, your mindset is different. This is a bigger threat. So with John Jones, he may have looked bad against Reyes, but Ngannou is a bigger threat. So his mindset is going to be different. He's going to take it to another level. So that's how I feel it's going to be with Leon Edwards and Usman. He has to take it to another level now. There's a bigger threat. So I do think he's going to be right now. Now, am I guaranteed a win? I don't know. I definitely won't be surprised if there's an upset because Leon Edwards is very good on his feet. And like they're saying, Usman is falling in love with a stand-up. And Usman has bad defense. His stand-up defense is bad. We seen that with the Colby Covington fight, how many times he got hit. He has bad defense because he really believes in his chin. So he has bad defense. And I think if he falls in love with the stand-up against Leon, he's going to end up getting beat. I believe there's a huge chance that he's gonna get beat. That's gonna ruin a lot of shit. Because what people want to see, they want to see Khamzat beat Usman. He's supposed to be Khamzat is the golden child right now. He's supposed to be the one that takes the title from Usman. But if Leon Edwards beats Usman, then that's going to fuck things up. That's going to fuck up a lot of pay-per-views. But I do see Khamzat beating Burns. Unless Burns pulls off when Fabricio fought Fedor, and Fedor got super aggressive with him, and Verdum ended up submitting him, something like that can happen, where Khamzat comes out quick, knocks, let's say they're standing up, and he knocks Gilbert down, and Gilbert's all fucked up, and Khamzat's on him, he's trying to get the submission, and Gilbert catches him with something. And that almost happened to John Jones when he fought Vitor Belfort. He got caught in a submission. So some this is MMA. Shit like that can happen. But this is going to be Khamzat's big test right here. And I do see him beating Gilbert. He's going to beat him. And if he beats him, if he runs through him, y'all think the Khamzat fans are bad now. They're going to be insane. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be spamming comment sections. They're going to be talking about Khamzat this, Khamzat that. They're going to be freaking out. Khamzat's going to take on, he's going to knock out Ngannou. It's going to be crazy. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's not that good. Just looked at Colby's shirt off. Yeah, I'm telling you, with Colby's record, I'm telling y'all, man. People may think I'm hating. Colby fans think they may think I'm hating. I'm not hating on Colby. I'm just telling you what I see. Look at his record. His last 3 wins were fighters coming off 2-fight losing streaks. That's not good. He should have fought Gilbert Burns. These other contenders. So I'm not hating on him. And then he's coming after Dustin Poirier, who just came off a loss against Oliveira, who's a lightweight. Now, I know y'all trying to say he's really bigger than Colby, all this stuff, but you're a welterweight. This is your home. You're a welterweight. Fight in your house. Don't try to bring somebody who's a lightweight up to your house. No, fight the guys that are in your house right now. You got to defend your spot. Or you could go down and fight Dustin at lightweight. Because people are saying he's so small for welterweight. Go down and fight at lightweight then. He said, why did Chael say Colby isn't okay? What's wrong? Yeah, who knows with Chael? Chael be all over the place. Now, I've seen that what happened with Chael Sonnen, that hotel incident. More details are coming out. I don't know, man. I got to wait till even more details come out because we don't know what happened. I believe that footage is going to come out of that hotel brawl, and we're going to see what really happened. But at first, it looked good for Chael. Chael's fighting all these people who were attacking him, and now it's looking like I believe it may be an incident where somebody was with his wife, and then he found where they were at, and then there's this big fight. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. But right now, he's looking like a hypocrite because he's been going in on John Jones and John Jones's personal issues. But we'll find out. More information is going to come out. Oh yeah, Colby's like Colby Cage or something like that. I did a Mortal Kombat remix interlace with I did one with Johnny, what's his name? Johnny Hendricks. Johnny Hendricks used to say, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I did a remix like that with him. Oh, here's Johnny remix. I did a Here's Johnny remix with Mortal Kombat. You know when Johnny Cage did that fatality on, I think it was Mortal Kombat 11, when he opens up your body, he's like, "Who? Here's Johnny." Then I did a play on that with Johnny Hendricks. He said he made himself a worse father. Yeah, I'm not judging Jorge as a father. Your obligation to us as MMA fighters is what you bring to the octagon. We shouldn't be worried about you as a father. I'm not worried about how John Jones is as a family guy, how Jorge is as a father, how Stephen Thompson is, or whoever. What I'm concerned about is how you perform that octagon. Finger crossed here for everyone's career. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm about to start. I was telling people about I'm taking my CCNA exam pretty soon. I got 3 more courses I got to take for my IT certification, and I'm going to start a IT business staffing company on a staff IT personnel. So, for 2 reasons why I'm getting certification: for backup, just in case this stuff. I'm doing a lot of some business stuff right now. If it doesn't work out, I'm taking a big risk with some things right now that put me in debt. But if it doesn't work out, I have this certification as backup so I can get a networking job. But I would also use this knowledge that I'm getting to start an IT business. I already came up with a name, I already registered it, I already registered the business, and I'm about to launch it. And that's the bad thing about California, right? I'm in California. It costs so much fucking money to start a business. You got to be paying these fucking crazy fees to start. Like, why would you want to create a business in California? So I didn't create it in California. I created it somewhere else. I started this business in another state where it's more business friendly. California sucks when it comes to business. You want to be a businessman, get out of California, or just start your business in another state. You learn a lot on YouTube, man. How to where it's cheapest to start your business. If you want to start a business, you can start it in Wyoming, but Wyoming, it's hard to get certain places in Wyoming, but other places are better. You said John Jones is a street guy. John Jones is not a street guy. John Jones has a mean streak to him. No, if you get on John Jones' bad side, he'll fuck you up. But I don't believe John Jones is a street guy. He's not a street. He came up in the church. His parents had him in the house all the time. He wasn't in the streets like that. Thank you. You're a legend. Thanks. I appreciate that. X. Thank you. Oh, Chael's only saying he isn't okay, but he's in cahoots with him. Yeah, Chael's working on his WWE storyline with Colby. So they're working on their storyline. But Chael have to take care of his shit. What's going on in his life right now? Donald Cerrone is a street guy. Is he? I heard he came up with a rich family. But yeah, he probably a street guy. He'll fuck some people up. I heard he got in some bar fights, so he may be a street guy. Yeah, I think I already answered this. Well, what happened with Chael? Yeah, I heard about what happened, that hotel incident that happened in December. And it looked like he was coming out there looking good, right? He was coming out of that incident looking good. But now more details came out, and there's a possibility that he may have hit his wife. I don't know. That he may have started the whole thing. I was watching that video with the Weasel, and he put out his opinion on it. He said we shouldn't jump to conclusions, but you did put on the thumbnail, he's a monster. He's a monster, like that on Shrek. He's a monster. That's what I was thinking of when I seen that thumbnail. The gingerbread man. He's a monster. He said, I think Matt Brown didn't lose. Oh, what fight you talking about specifically? I may have missed that fight. Oh, he's replying to him. Yeah, John Jones may be a sociopath. Yeah. Street guys never sucker punch someone on the door of a family restaurant. Hey, man, a street guy, when it comes to, there's no rules in the streets. There are no rules in the streets. A street guy is not based on any morals. Like, you could be a street guy and you can have morals, or you could be a street guy and you have no morals. You're in the streets, there are no rules. That's why they say in a street fight, you could bite somebody, you could gouge their eyes out. That's what street fights are. You can hit them inside the head with a rock. You can do all that shit. You can stomp them. There's no referee to stop it. So if I got in a street fight and somebody's trying to kill me, I'll do whatever it takes to survive. So I'll bite a motherfucking finger off. I'll headbutt somebody right in the face. I'll do whatever it takes to win. If somebody was trying to, kill me in a street fight, I'm gonna bite. I'm gonna do all that shit. It just won't be my fist. I'm gonna look wherever I can. I'll bite. I'll bite somebody's nose off. That's what I'll do. So a street fight, there's no rules. And I'm not the type of guy. I don't start fights. I don't fight. All the fights I got in my entire life, I never started a fight in my entire life. All the fights I've gotten into, somebody started it with me. I almost got in a couple of fights when I was at Buffalo Wild Wings watching UFC fights, right? I'll be there chilling, watching the fight, minding my own business, and a girl will sit right next to me and start talking to me. Then I'll find out later that this girl has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend sits in between, not sits in between us, but he'll stand in between us. This happened to me when I was watching the fight. And I'm looking at dude like, I'm thinking he's going to order a drink. But I'm like, why are you so close to me? I found out that's his girlfriend. They start talking, and he's looking at me, and I almost got in a fight because the girl wanted to make him jealous, so she sat next to me. So I try to avoid those incidents. There'll be so many incidents where girls will try to get you into fights. I hate that. Oh, he's throwing shots. John Jones undefeated in bouts with his Han Yonsei. Yeah, Colby isn't a street dude, man. Yeah, he's not a street guy. That's why he's gonna call the first responders. First responders. It's like Captain Planet. He's Captain Responders, Captain First Responders. Hey, like he's calling on Captain Planet to come. He's calling on the first responders. Coming, let's get him. Let's get him. Don't worry, Mo. Luke Rocco isn't a street guy. You say, oh, thank God. Look, I'm pretty confident I could fight, but Luke Rocco will fuck me up. He's a legit MMA fighter. He will take me. I'm not good at wrestling, so he'll take me down, man. I don't think Luke Rocco, I don't think he will like what I'm doing, but I don't think he's gonna take it that far. For Luke Rocco to fight you, you will have to be trying to fight him. But if he's not like mad about it, I could see myself interviewing Luke Rocco. That's a goal of mine. I want to do an interview with Luke Rocco on this MMA page. Wouldn't that be great? Right? Wouldn't that be crazy? All of a sudden, y'all see me scheduling a YouTube video interview with Luke Rocco. Y'all be like, wow, he got Luke on there. Know what? I might try that. I might hit up Luke Rocco. But I want to show him all what I'm doing first. I don't want to like surprise him and stuff, but that's something I should do. Oh, he said, dude went up to Floyd to hug him. Floyd saw the opportunity. Yeah. People got to realize what Victor Ortiz did before that. Victor Ortiz was headbutting Floyd. Kept headbutting Floyd. Then he did that latest headbutt that got the fight, that kind of stopped the fight. And then they resumed the fight, and that's when Floyd did what he did. And I believe Victor Ortiz could have got up from that punch that Floyd hit him with. But Victor Ortiz, he tends to look out for he tends to look for an out in his fights. And that's what I believe he did. In your opinion, what are the keys to victory for Conor against Usman? For Conor, I don't know what Conor can do. I don't think Conor stands a chance against Usman unless Usman it gets that reckless with his punches. Usman has bad defense, so maybe Conor could get him with something. But Conor's punches aren't that strong since he moved up in weight. Like, he's very strong as a featherweight, and it's pretty strong even when he went against Eddie Alvarez. But it like the way it looks now, his punches aren't that impactful anymore. He's not that much of a force. So against Usman, who has a great chin, I don't see that fight being competitive. Now, Usman has bad defense. So Conor's best chance is to, hopefully Usman gets too cocky and keeps it standing, doesn't take Conor down. Like, look, man, I want to throw hands with you. And Conor connects with the right punch. So he has to rely on Usman's bad defense. Usman he's not that difficult to hit, but he has a great chin. Yeah, covering the opposite eye after a poke is a natural reaction to determine clearness of the vision. Yeah, see, that's a possibility. That's my only issue with Colby's fans. I don't dislike Colby. I gotta keep saying that because they'll think I'm a hater. You clearly poked him in the eye. We seen that in the replay, and he covered the other eye. So it could be some other reaction, but he clearly poked him in the eye. Now, if you want to bring up the nut shots, the nut shot looked a little suspect. It didn't look like he quite hit him in the nuts. So I'll give y'all that. It may be a cup that did that, but that happens in a lot of fights. You know, people get hit in the nuts and they'll get some time. That happens. That happens in boxing. Well, y'all gotta stop using these excuses. Colby did a good job. He made it competitive, but he didn't win the fights. You gotta win these fights. So I mean, y'all stop with these excuses. With his hands trying to come off as non-threatening, then suddenly threw hands. That's a sucker punch. Yeah, Jorge came with his hands behind his back and then surprised him. He thought it. Yeah, Mayweather was. Yeah, I believe Mayweather was in the right because he said protect yourself at all times in the fight. He resumed the fight. I think who was the referee? What's his name? I forgot the ref's name, but he resumed the fight, and Mayweather clocked him. I believe Victor Ortiz could have got up from that, but Victor Ortiz always looking for a reason, an out. About pace of uploads, there's a creator out there like who only shares a couple times a year and still gets the views and subs. Oh yeah, that's true. No who else gets a lot of views and they don't do that many views, that many videos. Vigio. Y'all know Vigio? How they do those funny? They do crazy. Y'all think my editing is good? My editing it doesn't compare to Vigio. Vigio does all those crazy edits, and they only come out with a couple videos per year. Let me show y'all Vigio. I love their stuff. Their stuff is hilarious. But they put the work in. I'm not gonna show too much because I don't want to get copyright strike. I got a copyright strike my last video. I'm gonna show a little clip of it. Yeah, with this group right here, they're funny right here. Never speak about me. Everything else, watch yourself around me. Because you be over that quick. Let me take my picture. See, that's all I'm gonna do. I want to get hit again with a copyright strike. But yeah, their stuff is funny. I like their stuff, and they do crazy. Their edits are great, man. They have some of the best editing I've ever seen. I love their stuff. Well, yeah, that's true. They put out. I don't know. Maybe I just got to be more creative with it. I got other programs now. I might try to do some animation stuff. Who knows? He said that dude that said Masvidal should be deported, racist as fuck. Yeah, I get a lot of those comments. I'll read those comments. I read a lot of comments that could be perceived as racist. There's some guys were saying some comments towards me. They're saying didn't do nothing, and the didn't do nothing comments. What's the other one? We was kings and shit. Yeah, they'll say shit like that to me. I see comments like that too. I usually fuck with them though. I'll play with them. I'll mess around with them. So the key is to not let them know that you're affected by it, and just throw something back at them. Throw something back at them. Don't let them know it affects you, and just clown them back. That's how I came from. I feel like you're gonna clown me, I'll clown you back. Burns is the only one who doesn't realize he's gonna get beat bad. But don't underestimate Burns. It can happen. Look at the Pena fight against Amanda Nunes. Who knows what may happen? The number one pandemic superstar rushed on a. Yeah, what happened was Leon. See, this is what happened with Leon Edwards. He had a lot of bad luck. I wrote an article on it on my Mohouse Media page. I'm gonna plug my shit. But yeah, Leon Edwards got a bad rap because he was going to fight Woodley before the pandemic happened, and he was supposed to get this push. Like he's finally gonna get this push because Leon Edwards was in the same position as a lot of fighters. If there's no plus side to beating them or losing to them, nobody was really quick to fight Leon Edwards because they felt like you're not a superstar. So he was going to get a fight against Tyron Woodley, and if he won that, he was going to get the title shot against Usman. The pandemic happened, and y'all know what happened in the UK. They had all these restrictions, so he couldn't get his camp together. His gym was closed. So it's a long story though, but that fucked everything up for him. And then they're trying to match him up against Hamzat, and they want to use him as a stepping stone for Hamzat to get his title shot. See, get this: Hamzat was already going to get his title shot. He was supposed to get his title shot already, but this COVID shit fucked it up. That's how fast they're pushing Hamzat. Hamzat's being pushed very fast because the UFC or the company who bought the UFC, they bought it for like $3 billion, $2 billion. They're looking to recoup that, so they need a superstar. Conor McGregor's not fighting that much. Jorge Masvidal is not fighting. His momentum's going down, so they need a new superstar. Usman's putting up kind of good numbers, but not really. They're looking for Hamzat to be that superstar, so they want him to be the next guy. That's where they're pushing him, and he has all the tools. And he can wrestle, as long as you have that wrestling base, because you could be the deadliest striker, but that wrestling, you need that wrestling. But yeah, check out this article I wrote. If y'all really want to know what happened, this is the article I wrote right here. Why do fans dislike Leon so much? Morehouse Media. See, Morehouse Media. So look up Morehouse Media, and I wrote an article about it in detail about what happened. In my opinion, I got articles, videos. See, people said that people are saying that Leon Edwards ducked Wonderboy, but Wonderboy didn't want to fight Leon Edwards either. So if you look up this interview, it's on Submission Radio. Wonderboy didn't want to fight Leon. He turned that fight down. So let's check that out. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, so look that up if y'all care to read it. Oh, give me a second. I want to use the restroom real quick. I gotta bleed the lizard. All right, I'm back. Whew. I have to take a long piss right there. Drinking all that water. All right, I'm gonna look up that MK remix. Yeah, man, I remember those Cisco exams, bro. Oh, you took the Cisco exam? Oh, let me know how that went for you. It's pretty difficult for me right now. About 3 more videos left, and then I'm done. He said knowing how to set up network and stuff like DD DOS protection will pay off someday. Yeah, a lot of it's like troubleshooting, ACL, like security features. I know I was looking up something on ACL when it comes to IT. Like what goes through the ports. Like if you do something, you let the traffic go through the ports, but then it doesn't go through the other way. Then it has to check. Man, I gotta look through my notes again, but there's so many things you gotta put in there. The CLI, there's all that stuff. I got some more stuff. I got it in my head, but I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, I heard about Chael and his wife was asleep on Ambien with bruises. Yeah, Brendan Schaub, yeah, he says a lot of dumb shit. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He sounded goofy when he said that. Yeah, if it comes out that he was actually doing that, he comes off as a big hypocrite. And it's going to affect his channel. He may be able to recover from it, but we'll see what happens when more details come out. I know John Jones is looking closely at this. John Jones is like this right now, he's looking at this storyline like this. Okay, all right. Because we haven't heard much from John Jones. He deleted a lot of his tweets. His last tweet is from like February 15th, before the Super Bowl. So he's incognito right now. He's gone. But he's looking at shit. I believe he's looking at how things are going right now, the landscape, and he's watching. He's watching. So he knows about this Chael Sonnen story. And when more details come out, John Jones is going to start tweeting about it. Street guys use guns against unarmed people, but say they don't sucker punch. That guy that said that. Yeah, when it comes to the streets, there's no rules in the streets. They'll shoot you when you're not looking. They'll like that, like Israel Adesanya, his training partner got sucker punched and died. So in the streets, there are no rules in the streets. Anything goes in the streets. That's why if you get in a street fight, like somebody trying to kill me in a street fight, I'm biting them. I'm doing whatever it takes. If I'm biting a finger off, head button, I'm doing whatever it takes. A nut shot in the eye pole capping during times when Colby was actually gaining momentum. They weren't in just the middle. Well, but get this, right? That eye pole capping, when they said Colby threw a leg kick to Usman's head, but he didn't land on his head. Usman blocked it. When Usman gets hit, or when he tends to block stuff, he moves his body around like that. But he did eye poke him. He eye poked him. So the nut shot thing, y'all may have a point with the nut shot, but he eye poked him. That's what he did. And this is something that Leon Edwards is getting criticized for, being an eye poker. John Jones, he gets the eye poke reputation. Yeah, Terry Blues. What's up, man? How's it going? It's going good, Terry. Going good. Yeah, Vigio stuff is funny. They have great edits. Very good edits. Yeah, so check their stuff out. Yeah, check out this article I wrote right here. So if y'all want to. He said he didn't like Leon until he allowed himself to get rocked by Nate and gave all the little excuse to run their mouths. It's not Leon's fault. Leon didn't. I mean, he allowed himself. He got caught. He got caught slipping. Yeah, Diaz brothers, man. I'll say Diaz brother fans, they come up with the craziest excuses. Like when he rocked Leon Edwards, they're saying the reason why Nate Diaz would have won if he just kept going. Well, y'all got to take into account that Nate Diaz may have been tired. Number one, his leg may have been fucked up from taking all those leg kicks. And number three, he probably didn't know he hurt Leon Edwards. Those are my three opinions on why he didn't press. Now, you guys and I won't say you guys, a lot of Nate Diaz fans are saying the reason why Nate didn't do that because Nate wanted him to win, because he wanted him to get the opportunity to fight for the belt, because Nate Diaz isn't interested in winning the belt anymore. These are some of the most ridiculous excuses. Not looking at things logically. You think Khamzat can beat Usman? Yeah, I do think he can beat Usman. Khamzat is a threat to Usman. And we're going to find out if he's real. If Khamzat runs through Burns, because Khamzat is very big. Khamzat's a big guy. Khamzat's a middleweight. Now we're gonna see if he struggles to get down to welterweight, because his last fight when he fought Lee, when he was making weight, he had to make weight a second time, and there's some controversy with that. Khamzat is a huge guy. People try to say Usman is big. Usman never struggled to make weight at welterweight. He never had to he never had to go somewhere else and try to make weight again after he missed it. He never had to do that. Khamzat fought at middleweight, knocked out a middleweight. Then when he was wrestling against that middleweight, I think he weighed like close to 200 pounds during like making weight for a wrestling match. I think it was like 198. Khamzat is a big guy for the weight. So yeah, he's definitely a threat. He's definitely a threat for Usman, but he has to pass his test against Burns. And it may be good timing. Usman hurt his hand. Usman is getting a lot of injuries. He's always fucking his hand up. He fought Colby with a messed up hand. These fighters never get punished for eye poking, so why would they not take advantage? Yeah, they got to hold them more accountable for eye pokes. But it's because of the gloves, the way the gloves are. With the gloves, they're trying to gauge distance, and then certain things happen. The glove hit. What's his name? Trevor Whitman created a special glove that prevents that, but the UFC wants to own it. So that's why they're not doing it. They're not going to use it unless they can own the glove. So that's why we don't see it. Yeah, my 21-year-old bro and this M8, God, yeah, that's fucked up. But look, street mentality isn't good. It's just certain mentality that people like to brag about. Unfortunately, yeah, you get stomped in the streets. You could get killed in the streets. There are no rules. You get shot, you get killed, you get stomped to death. They can hit you in the head with a rock. Everything goes in the streets. So that's why people shouldn't talk. At the end of the day, people shouldn't be talking shit, especially the people who are about that type of life. I don't talk shit. I'm not out here trying to start fights. I'm not doing none of that. I just mind my business. And when I'm going to watch a fight at a Buffalo Wild Wings, if y'all see me watching a fight somewhere, a UFC fight at Buffalo Wild Wings or some place like that, a bar, I'm not causing trouble. And I drink. When I drink, I don't get angry. I'm not one of those angry drunks that are trying to fight people. I'm a pretty happy guy. So if you ever see me, let's say you see me at a Buffalo Wild Wings watching a UFC event and I'm drinking, I'm pretty happy. I'm a pretty happy guy. I'm not trying to fight nobody. All the fights that I've gotten to when I was a kid, somebody else started them with me. So I'm not that type of person. But yes, when it comes to the streets, I'm not a street guy either. I wasn't raised in the streets. I was raised in a regular house. I wasn't selling drugs. I didn't have drug dealers around my house selling crack and nothing like that. I just lived a normal life. I was playing video games. I was playing sports. I wasn't out here, slinging, trying to make ends meet, all that shit. I didn't live none of that shit. Yeah. So I don't know what else to talk about. I wrote some notes on what I should talk about. Yeah, Khamzat. Yeah, he's been praising John Jones lately. He has been praising John Jones. So Khamzat really respects John Jones, and Khamzat can be the next John Jones if he keeps winning. But he's definitely getting the biggest push I've ever seen a UFC fighter get. I never seen a fighter get this much of a push. I mean, he would have had a title shot last year if it was for COVID. So he's getting the biggest push I've ever seen, and his fan base right now, they believe that Khamzat could be triple champion. That's how much they believe in him. And if he runs through Burns, it's going to get worse with the trash talk because they're on every comment section. They're like Conor McGregor's fan base back in the day. Y'all remember Conor McGregor in 2016 when he was in his prime? You couldn't find a video that didn't have Conor McGregor in it. It could be something that didn't involve MMA at all. And it's going to have Conor McGregor in it. And if Khamzat wins and runs through Burns, I'm not talking about win a decision. If he runs through Burns, it's going to be complete chaos. Khamzat's fan base is going to go crazy. Imagine them picking up Gilbert Burns, and submitting them in the first round or something like that, or just knocking them out with one punch. It's going to be insane. You're not going to hear the end of it. So let's get ready. Now, I think there's a possibility it could be a competitive fight, but you know, Gilbert Burns has a weak chin, and but he is a hard puncher. So, but Hamzat's more likely going to take him down. But we'll see, man. Patty Pimplett only got 12-12. Yeah, he signed a bad contract, buddy. Your management, that's their fault. Patty Pimplett, you better renegotiate your contract. Because other fighters got big money. Like Izzy got big money when he first came in. You got to look at your management. He's getting the McGregor push. If he wins, then beats Usman and fights Izzy and wins, it's McGregor 2.0. Yeah, I mean, McGregor, thing is with McGregor, at least he beat some opponents that were credible. Like he defeated Max Holloway. He defeated Dustin Poirier, so he beat fighters. Hamzat has yet to beat a fighter that's on the level of a Max Holloway and a Dustin Poirier. He beat Lee. Lee's a good step up, but Hamzat is getting a bigger push. Now, Conor McGregor just happened to have that charisma, sheer charisma. How you doing? Doing good, Karish Bot. Guys like Hamzat, just like Khabib and Little Connor too, have limited lifespans than you think, and they're trying to get them. Yeah, I feel like they're trying to push them before they look vulnerable. A lot of these guys who are stars, like even Conor McGregor, he lost before he became a star. He lost a couple of fights. Amanda Nunes, now she's not a star, but she's one of the best pound for pound fighters. She lost like 3 times before she became a star or a big name, a name in MMA. Even Anderson Silva lost. Anderson Silva lost like 3 times before it became a star. Silva didn't become a star until he went to the UFC and won the title at 31 years old, because he was already a champion in other leagues. He was already this kind of this legend, and then he went to the UFC and he became a big legend. He became a star in MMA. Even Anderson Silva didn't become a superstar. His pay-per-views weren't selling that big. His highest selling pay-per-view was against Chael Sonnen. No, I think it was against Chris Weidman. That's the fight. That was at the end of his career. So he wasn't selling like that. You said, imagine if Hamza has a glass chin. Imagine if Hamza has a glass chin. That's the thing. He hasn't been. We don't know a lot about Hamza. Could people brag about him not taking punch? I never took a punch, but we got to see how that chin is. Now, do I think Gilbert's going to connect? No. No, I won't say that. No, I don't know. You said Max was a prospect. DP was ranked. Good win. Yeah, Silver was that was a shitty ass fight right there. Then he beats Mendez. Yeah, Max was a prospect. Well, yeah, you know what? I'll take the bet. Max wasn't quite ready yet. DP Poirier was good. That was a good win. Silver was a horrible fight. That was that was an easy win for him. They gave that to him on a platter, on a silver platter. Chad Mendez was good, although Chad Mendez came in there late. He did come in there late. But yeah, it was a good one. Chad Mendez was game. Aldo was a big victory. That was a great win right there for Conor McGregor. That was a great win. But then we realized Conor McGregor was very big for featherweight. Huge for featherweight. And then we couldn't make the weight anymore because we seen how he looked when he's trying to make that weight. Like Skeletor. See his bones sticking out. His bones were sticking out his you can see his skull sticking out and shit. His ear bones were sticking out. That's how much weight he was cutting. But then when he moved up to 155, the power kind of went away because the fighters were getting bigger. And then when it came to 170, he ain't knocking nobody out 170. That's what I'm saying. If he fights Usman, it's not gonna. That'll be a joke. I swear, man. Prime Silva can handle total in any straight. Yeah, total Silva. Silva is one of the best ever when it comes to toe to toe. His weakness is wrestling. You could just take Silva down. And the first person to expose, I wrote an article on Morehouse Media, plugging my website up again. I wrote an article on that. Where is it? But yeah, Silva's weakness was wrestling. If you get him down, yeah, this is it right here. I wrote an article about that. My opinion on always bet on wrestling. This was for the Islam fight against Green. So I wrote an article on that. When Silva fought Travis Lutter, I went to that fight live, and I thought Silva was going to lose that because Travis Lutter's got Silva went for a knee. Lutter took him down, and he was grounding and pounding Silva. But Silva has great jiu-jitsu, so that helped him. And that's something Conor McGregor doesn't have. Conor's weak against wrestlers too. If you get Conor down, you pretty much got him. But Conor doesn't have what Silva had, and that's jiu-jitsu. So even if you're all weak against wrestling, you can survive on your back, and you could be a submission threat. So this is why people want to see Khabib fight Tony Ferguson, because we all knew Khabib was going to take Tony Ferguson down, but we wanted to see how Khabib works against Tony Ferguson when Tony Ferguson is on his back. Like, is he going to catch Khabib in submission? And we know Tony Ferguson is good, and he's very tough on his feet. So Tony was going to go at Khabib. Unfortunately, we never got that fight. But yeah, Silva was very vulnerable against wrestlers. But when it comes to toe-to-toe action, and we see that now when he's boxing, when he fought Chavez. The weight cut that Max does. Yeah, Max is a big guy.
I'm a big guy, you know. I'm a really big guy. You know, it is what it is. I'm the same size as DC.
Yeah, she could be a star for least. I don't know how to say her name, but yeah, she's something big. Sadly, it had to be Chael who really got to him. Yeah, Chael got to him first. I was like, damn, I thought he was gonna lose that fight. Chael's really fucking up. See, now that fight was close. I mean, he pretty much had it in the bag. You said Khabib would have killed Prime Tony. Kevin Lee beat Tony ass on the ground before gassing. Passed his guard easily and destroyed him from the top mount. Khabib wouldn't have gassed. Yeah, but like I said before, you can't always base it off a previous fight. Just because somebody looked vulnerable in the fight before, the stakes are going to be higher when Tony Ferguson has to fight Khabib. So usually you take your mindset is going to be on a different level. And just like I said earlier, just because Leon Edwards was rocked by Nate Diaz, that doesn't mean he's going to get rocked by Usman. His mindset is going, the stakes are much higher. So when Khabib's fighting Tony Ferguson, yes, there's a huge chance that Khabib's going to beat Tony Ferguson, but I will say the stakes are going to be higher, so he's going to take it to another level. And all the stuff Khabib does, we wanted to see how that style meshed up with Tony Ferguson. It was just it would have been a good fight, a good fighter to have on Khabib's resume if he beat him, and it just never happened. He said, "Yeah, I get the concept. And may have killed Khabib killed everyone. Let's not be silly. Yeah, he killed everyone he fought, but he didn't fight everybody. That's my issue with Khabib. He retired too early. I want to see him fight Oliveira. I want to see him fight who else? I'm not even gonna try to say this guy's name. Y'all know I am with names. What's that guy that's supposed to fight Islam? There are other fighters that he could have fought. And this happens with every other fight. Like Khabib right now looks invincible, right? Or he looked invincible when he was fighting. Like nobody could beat him. This is how a lot of fighters look. Like John Jones. When John Jones first came in, he looked invincible. Like who could beat John Jones? Nobody could beat John Jones. You get surprised all of a sudden by a certain fighter. Lyoto Machida was doing pretty good against John Jones. And Lyoto Machida was beat by Shogun Rua. He fought John Jones and looked good. Alexander Gustafsson surprised John Jones and did. That was the fight that was very close that people thought John may have lost. So all I'm saying is when you stay in the game long enough, somebody's going to get you or somebody's going to surprise you. So that's what it's all about. Khabib left. He didn't stay in there long enough, so we don't know what happened. It's still a mystery. Yeah, but it's still a good fight. That's what I'm saying. There's still a chance he could have got him with something. That's what everybody wanted to see. I want to see it happen. That's my thing. I want to see it happen. I don't want to be like, oh, this could happen. He has good. Khabib doesn't have. Wait, Tony only is only good from the guard. My issue is that I want to see it happen, and it didn't happen. So now we got to speculate on it. So I just wanted to see it. Like people say, Khabib should fight Oliveira, Charles Oliveira. It's like, well, Khabib will destroy him. We don't know that. I want to see that fight happen. Like they'll say like how Khabib will look against Michael Chandler. Okay, yeah. Now we look at Michael Chandler. He lost like 2 fights in a row, so now people aren't really hyped up about it. That still would have been a great fight. I was curious about how that would have happened. So I want to see it happen. I want to speculate. I want to see Khabib beat the person. So these are good fights that Khabib could have had. Khabib could have went in, if he stayed in there, beat Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler. These are 3. His resume would have been even more stacked. Then he would have been on the pound for pound list at the top. Yeah, I want to see the fight happen. Bad sucks. Oliveira Khabib is a whole different monster. That's new. Yeah, I want to see those fights. So I don't like when people say, like with Colby Covington, right? They say, let's see Colby Covington fight Gilbert Burns. They'll say Colby will destroy Gilbert. Or Colby against Leon Edwards. Colby will destroy Leon Edwards. Like y'all, okay, you're saying that he will destroy him. Let's see the fight happen. Because we don't know what can happen. Anything can happen. Like Pena against Amanda Nunes. On paper, it looked like Pena doesn't stand a chance. Her only chance, I guess, we've seen it with the submissions, but shit happens all of a sudden. We don't know. Anything can happen in this fight game. So there's no guarantees. Who knew that Vitor Belfort could catch John Jones in a submission like that? John Jones got out of it though, but shit can happen. But yeah, about to end this stream pretty soon. I've been on here for a while. I got some stuff to work on. But yeah, my opinion, I stated earlier about Colby Covington and Masvidal. This actually makes Colby look better. Colby never claimed to be a street guy. So people could say, you know, he's a bitch, calling the police. Colby's always been a first responders guy. So this is things, if I was on Colby's side, if I was his advisor, I'll tell him to embrace the fact that he's a snitch and that he called the police. I'm a police guy. I'm all about the first responders, man. So why y'all call me a bitch? I never claimed to be from the streets. So he could play that role. This is then if I have to give advice to Jorge Masvidal, let's say he called the police and knocked his tooth out. Yes, I'm getting sued, but he's a bitch for calling police. I don't know. That's why I say this makes Colby is going to look better from this. Because Leon Edwards is a street guy too, or he was. He used to be in the streets like that. You know, y'all I know Leon Edwards is quiet, but Leon Edwards was in the streets like that. But Colby's not a street guy. So Colby could play this better. If I was his advisor, I'll tell him, like, just embrace not being the street guy. Embrace being the guy who's going to call the police. And you'll look good. And yeah, he should wear a brace around his neck and really play that WWE character for him. No more Shamrock. All right, that's it. I'm getting a little fatigued right now, man. I don't know how people could do these streams when they're talking all day. That's just tough. I don't know how Joe Rogan does it. I don't know how any of these guys do it when they stream this long. I've been talking for an hour and a half straight. There's definitely an art to it. But yeah, that's it, man. That's it for my stream. I'll see what else if I have a chance to do if Colby says something, I want to make a remix from that. Oh, I got one more comment. Let me read that. Leon Edwards' incident was completely different. At least Leon got the chance to defend himself. Colby could have defended himself too. Colby could have fought back. Y'all, I guess people are saying the difference is that Jorge came from behind while he was in front of Leon Edwards. Well, with Leon Edwards, it was still a sucker punch because he had his hands behind his back like he wasn't gonna do nothing. Then he He popped him. It was still a sucker punch. They're both sucker punches. Different sucker punches, but they're both sucker punches. It's just that at the time, Jorge was on a winning streak and he had more people on the side. And people don't really like Leon. They don't know him. Colby has more of a support base. He has a lot of people that like him. So there's just more people defending him because Jorge became a star from sucker punching. And it didn't work in his favor. Yeah, I just think it just comes down to who y'all like, who people like more. But yeah, it's still sucker punch. Leon, that Jorge's a street guy like that. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the comments, man. I appreciate it. Um, show some support, man. I'm trying to put out some more videos if I'm motivated to make some for this page. But my other page, Mo Spears Music, I got like 3,000 subscribers, and I'm getting more hits on that page. This one I got close to 30,000, and I'm barely getting anything. So out of these 30,000 subscribers, like only a couple of people are still watching the videos on this page. Yeah, thanks, Vaughn Hazel. Yeah, I'm kind of tired right now. My throat doing a lot of talking. Yeah, y'all throwing some comments in here late. Yeah, I can see that difference happen in front of the cameras. Yeah, sometimes just timing, purely timing. Yeah, that's it. I'm out.